Good morning, everyone. It's Saturday. We missed a show this week. That's on me. I apologize. I had an amp issue that I have to fix, as you can tell. Here I am again. And we will have a new comic show this week. My bad. But my name's Matt Baum.
I'm the internet's Joe Patrick.
And we're the Two-Headed Nerd. And on Saturdays, we hang out in our Discord for our gang hang with our gang members, the listeners, and we talk about comics and stuff. I don't know if you guys heard, San Diego Comic-Con was last week, and we just kind of ignored it. But there was a lot of stuff that came out of San Diego, and I wanted to talk about some San Diego announcements.
We didn't ignore it. I started a thread. There was a bunch of news. We talked all about it.
Well, let's get into it. Let's talk about some San Diego announcements because there's some cool stuff coming. We finally found out what DC's KO is. King Omega. And it's going to be
DCKO.
Yeah, it's Scott Snyder and Joshua Williamson, and it's going to be a fighting tournament. And how much you want to bet there's another DC fighting game that's coming as well. Would not surprise me.
I mean, I don't know. DC just came out with a brand new game, that Worlds Collide game.
Oh, maybe they're pushing it then. Maybe that's what this is.
But I really just think that I hope I'm wrong, but I really just think that they came up with just the worst fucking way to explore how the absolute and the main DCU connect. It's just like, what is this? This is what you came up with, you guys? Like when they announced DCKO, I went.
Well, let's lay it out first for those who don't know. So tell them what DCKO was announced as, Joe Patrick.
So DCKO is the culmination of the stuff going on right now with the Legion of Darkseid and the birth of the Absolute Universe. We don't know that necessarily that I don't believe there's plans to do like a crossover. But on the all in side, on the main DC side, the big thing that they've come up with now that they've gotten wind that Darkseid is returning is to have a fighting tournament to see who gets the right to control the Omega energy.
Yeah. It's blood sport.
Who's organizing it? I want to know who's organizing the tournament. Who's like doling out the energy to the winners? How's it work?
I mean, we'll get there. It's Scott Snyder and Joshua Williamson, so it's going to be huge in scope.
Yeah, Scott Snyder, the guy who gave us the Dark Knight's Metal books.
Scott Snyder is also writing your absolute Batman.
I'm not saying the guy hasn't done good things.
Is the most MacGuffin thing ever.
Oh, yeah.
Look, I'm not saying it's not going to be good. I'm saying that they're going to really have to convince me, because when they came out with the big announcement and the big story was fighting tournament, I was like, no.
So, Joe,
my goodness.
Not interesting.
The Heart of Apocalypse is who's hosting it. They transform the Earth into a hellscape in preparation for the turn of Darkseid. The end of the DC universe is here. The Justice League's only chance to defeat Darkseid is to enter a deadly tournament, an epic, over-the-top battle royale that will surprise you. The world's greatest heroes fight to become the you to enter the ring against Darkseid. It's the King of the Ring tournament. Only when it's King of the Ring.
So it's a fight planet, or
no, it's Earth.
Maybe even call it a battle world.
Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. Yes, exactly right.
Don't call it Battle World. The closer you get to the
maybe there's a toy line coming out, JD. Maybe there's a toy line coming out, and DC's they came up with this idea to sell toys.
Okay,
I assure you that is not going to be the case.
If it's a war, they need to keep it secret.
Perhaps a secret war. Here's the twist. The closer you get to the heart of Apocalypse, the more it corrupts you, changes you into something dangerous. Which DC character has what it takes to make it to the end? When you lose a fight,
I'm sure we're gonna see Superman like snapping necks and stuff because he's corrupted by Omega energy.
Perhaps, but as you lose the fight, you get turned into a stone statue, and then aside.
Listen, this is basically Shao Kahn.
Rob will get a new black gooey costume.
What? One at a time. I'm sorry, Damon. What'd you say?
All I said was that this is Mortal Kombat. I mean, this
Yeah.
is like not even like on paper. I mean, I'm sure there might be twists and turns, but basically you're fighting to fight the last boss that happened to be Darkseid, and you get your ending.
To keep the boss from eating the universe, right? Yeah, like,
right.
If it comes with a kick-ass techno soundtrack, then fine.
Sure.
Yes, I want to hear the.
If there's a club banger like the Mortal Kombat movie theme, okay.
Okay. Now I will say, I do think it's important every once in a while to get the heroes together so they can beat each other up and we know who wins and fight, right? That's important.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, Superman.
It's super important.
Well, hold on. Is it though? Is it important?
It's absolutely important.
These type of things have been mixed at best. I mean, everybody remembers Avengers versus X-Men,
right?
And then, God forbid, the Marvel versus DC, like the last two times.
Yeah, or God forbid, the complete tenure of like the new Avengers, where they were just good guys fighting good guys for years. You know. No, I think it's important. We get to learn things. And I have a feeling, knowing these two, Williamson and Snyder, it's not going to be Superman. It's going to be somebody really weird.
It'd be Huntress. She's just going to come in there just like, she's the chosen one.
Yeah.
Breakout character. There you go.
Or Airwave or something, who's been tortured because he was like the secret spy that was dropped in and was supposed to take the Justice League down.
You know what? It's actually going to be Booster Gold. That's what it's going to
Booster? I would buy that.
I mean, yeah, he was the point man, the advanced man to kind of suss out the this new universe. But
actually, yeah, as crazy as almost like a semi joke. He could be a contender, quite frankly.
Just saying.
Before this is all said and done.
Perhaps.
And maybe that's how he absolves himself and becomes a true hero. You know, maybe this is how he makes up for
it.
Dude's always been a hero. Come on now.
I mean,
yeah.
That story, that is a story that I also think is getting a little long in the tooth. It's like, we don't need you to keep proving yourself, Booster. Like, we get it.
Sure.
Haven't he saved like timelines already at this point? I mean, like,
right? Yes.
Like,
Exactly. Right.
Well, but that
was the premise. That was the premise of his last ongoing. It was like, he's the greatest hero you've never heard of.
But that's your boy Booster Gold, right? It's like the Parker Luck. It's never going away. He's just. This is him. No matter how many times he saves the entire DC universe, they're like, whatever, doofus. So that's Booster,
so
baby.
Maybe he's the one. So maybe he's the one in this war that's a secret storyline that gets the black gooey costume.
There you go.
Yeah, the black and gold symbiote.
The black and gold symbiote for Booster Gold, who becomes.
I love it.
Have we ever had a Booster heel turn? Have we ever seen Booster go bad?
Nah,
not really.
We've seen him make dumb and shitty decisions, but not like, I'm done with this and like turning evil or anything.
He actually got very mopey, obviously, after Ted Kord died, but that was about it.
I mean, we all did. It was sad, right?
Yeah.
It was a dark time for us all.
Well, I think this sounds silly and stupid, but I also think it sounds kind of fun. So.
I mean, it'll probably be a good time. Yeah. I just was kind of deflated that after all of this planning and all of this like
agreed
world building that they've done, that this gimmicky shit was the culmination of all of it. And I was just like, okay.
If that's and that is unfortunate, because I've absolutely been loving the Absolute Universe, like almost all the titles practically at this stage. Like, a couple of issues that, some of them took a little while to like, get going, like The Flash, for example. But all of them have been pretty, like, at least kind of, intriguing.
Do I need to catch up on the Flash?
I was not expecting this, like, for this, like, because we knew it was going to come to a head at some point. I just think a fighting tournament, like, look, I don't want to crap on it because none of us have read an issue yet.
Right.
But on concept-wise, it's like just on paper, I'm like, this sounds like something that would have come out of like the 90s to wrap this up. You know what I mean? Like it's very bizarre.
Do we know? Okay, let me ask you this. Do we know that's what this is doing? Is this wrapping up the Absolute Universe, or is this?
No. They've said that they've got it planned for quite some time.
Yeah, like they're selling way too much. There's no way.
I heard I heard 2 years at least.
Oh yeah.
Scott Snyder
That's-
for me as Batman. So
That's good because I was thinking that was going to be really suspicious for them to wrap up Absolute at the same time that we have Ultimate Endgame over at Marvel. And it just seems like they're on parallel tracks.
Well, Lord knows they've never done
no.
that. Marvel and DC, they've never done the same thing at the same time.
I know, right?
I just want to weigh in on the dumb shit part of this.
Yeah.
This is Scott Snyder. Scott Snyder does dumb juvenile shit, and he's sometimes he knocks it out of the park,
Absolutely.
making the dumbest, coolest dumb shit.
Right.
Like Absolute Batman is all he's doing, and it's awesome.
Right.
Dumb shit, but it actually is amazing dumb shit though.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know.
like firing stomach acid out of his
It's like,
stomach on guards and stuff. Like, like what the fuck, Bruce Wayne?
Yeah,
I mean,
know.
look, sometimes Batman blows up a building in the shape of his face, and sometimes Commissioner Gordon puts on a bunny-eared robot suit.
But
you know,
no.
It's-
I mean,
you take
taking
the
out
good, you
your
take the
knuckles
bad.
to
You take
put
the
'em
good, you
on-
take the bad.
Sure.
taking out your molars to put them on gloves for
Yeah.
pseudo crime.
Yeah, that's fucking intense.
So
That's crazy.
dumb,
Yeah.
so amazing.
Yeah, but that's
It
you're
is
right.
like, yeah.
This is what Snyder
And
does.
to your point, Matt. Yeah, to your point, Matt. It's good every once in a while to just dump out the toy box and smash your action figures together.
And who better to do than Scott Snyder? And you're right. But I will say it's 50% of the time, it's the best thing you've ever read. And the other 50% of the time, it's death metal. You know?
I still remember when Wonder Woman ripped up-
60% of the time it works every time.
Listen, do you
Just like
remember,
Sex Panther.
Metals? You remember Metals when Wonder Woman ripped out Superman's dead body, like the skull, and used it as a freaking bludgeon
Yeah.
weapon? It
Yeah,
was-
as like a mace. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I also remember the in that same crossover where to save the universe from the evil bat god that just happened to be similar to but not directly inspirational to Batman, they had to play the Batman TV theme song from the 1960s on a guitar. A cosmic guitar, but still.
Holy shit!
Uh, Look,
Spoiler alert,
I'm
DCKO
paraphrasing.
ends with Captain Adam.
Hell yeah.
But no, actually it's
Ooh,
Hawk.
Captain Adam.
No, it's Hawk.
Hawkman.
Hawk, right. Yeah, right. He takes off his mask and it's Monarch from
Oh, God.
Armageddon 2001.
Right.
Forgot about that guy.
I do think
All
you
right,
could
enough
have.
about DCKO since we don't really know anything.
Yeah.
Other San Diego news, we're getting Captain America versus Aliens, or pardon me, it's Alien versus Captain America. And this is a quote, superstar writer Frank Thierry.
As in, like, Alien movie, Alien?
Yes.
Yeah, like Marvel has the rights because Disney owns everything. Marvel has been publishing a lot of like Aliens and Predator crossovers. The next one coming out is Alien versus Captain America.
So could the acid eat through his shield?
No.
We're about to find out.
Yeah. I have a feeling
No,
we're going to find
Captain
out.
America's shield is impervious to acid.
I don't think it would either, but
I mean, Captain America's shield can withstand the rigors of space, so it'll be fine. Frank Thierry and Stefano Raphael kicks off in October. We've got a post.
Well, real quick on the aliens.
Imperial-
I will say,
okay.
as silly
Yeah.
as like the Marvel alien, the aliens versus Marvel heroes stuff, I got to say, 2 of the Predator versus series have been very good. The
They're
Predator,
fun, man. Like they're a good time. Yeah,
Predator,
absolutely.
Spider-Man, it was great. It
I
was-
feel like we're in a Predator renaissance
We are.
period after Prey,
Yeah, that's
the animated anthology thing,
so
the
good.
trailer that came out of San Diego for
Yeah.
that what is it, the new movie with Elle Fanning?
yeah.
Mhm.
As the robot, Predator.
Yeah, where she
yeah,
plays a Wayland Yutani robot that has to help a young predator
I
on his
cannot
first hunt.
I cannot believe how well they have corrected the ship on the Predator side. And Alien, in
Yeah.
the meantime, is just like, we're just going to keep doing the same thing. You guys like it, right? You know, like, we're going to double down on the human crossover bullshit that
hold on.
nobody
Did you
likes.
see Alien
This
first?
new show, though, it'll be this new show.
I'm hoping the new show.
Alien-
Yeah, it's Tuesday, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
This Tuesday.
Oh man, that's quick. That's coming up.
Okay,
Yeah.
Aliens Avengers as well. The Jonathan Hickman Aliens versus Avengers has been great. Like,
Jonathan Hickman and Assad Ribic.
Yeah.
Is that the? No, I know they had X-Men in there. Is that the one where Sinister took a
Yes.
face hugger gun?
Yes.
Great. Yeah, I remember that.
Mr. Sinister immediately started found the aliens who just like just loved it, and all of a sudden he shows up with a gun where he's shooting face huggers onto people. It's great.
Speaking of big dumb shit.
Yeah.
All right. So the Marvel Cosmic line is back, baby. Post Imperial. 5 new cosmic ongoing books. Planet She-Hulk by Stephanie Phillips and
boy.
Aaron Cooter. That's a great team.
Yeah.
Nova Centurion.
I think that's going to be good.
Mm-hmm. Nova Centurion, penned by Jed McKay with art by Alvaro Lopez. And I think those are the only details of the 2 books we have, but the other books coming out are Black Panther Intergalactic, Imperial Guardians, which seems to me like a mix between the Imperial Guard and the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh yeah.
And a new version of the Exiles. Probably not the dimension hopping Exiles if it's a spinoff of Imperial, but we will see.
Well, I don't know. There could be some dimensional stuff going on in Imperial, so I don't know.
Not so far. It seems like a pretty seems like a pretty straightforward political murder mystery right now.
Good.
But
it's been really
that's
good.
just after 2 issues.
Yeah.
I don't know why, when you announced the Black Panther title, Black Panther Intergalactic, the only thing that popped into my head was the Beastie Boys song.
Yeah, of course.
Sure.
Certainly.
But also,
so
look, you can't just set up that the Wakandans went into space, had a very successful empire, and a planet, and a whole planet of vibranium out there. They are whipping ass, and then be like, we're not going to talk about that for a while, though, because, Black Panther's having trouble running his own country on Earth. Okay, hold on.
You know what? Dude, the Marvel Rivals, that's one of the most popular depictions. They actually have a galaxy, whatever.
Yeah, you go to the Wakanda, you go to planet Wakanda. Or whatever.
No, and I love that idea. I love space Wakanda.
Planet. So Nova Centurion, obviously, our boy Rich Rider is back in the saddle as the lead of the Novas.
Jed McKay is
the only.
super.
He's currently the only Nova.
Jed McKay is super excited to write Nova, by the way, and I'm excited to read it. I love Nova only because of the Dan Abnett, Andy Lanning stuff. Before that, I did not give a shit about. And I know, Joe, your love for Nova goes further back, but
New Warriors,
yeah. All the way back to 1990, yeah.
But I trust Jed McKay on the single story. I don't love when he's doing team books, but his Moon Knight is still fantastic, and I'm super excited to see what
Moon Knight is essentially a team book, but
he kind of is. I
understand what you mean.
But it's Moon Knight.
I understand what you mean. So Planet She-Hulk and Nova Centurion come out in November, Black Panther Intergalactic in December, and then Exiles and Imperial Guardians follow in the somewhat more nebulous winter 2026.
Sure.
Which means January, February.
If we get there.
If we make it. Right. If humanity makes it.
Yeah.
I think those all are, at least on paper, sound super fun.
Yeah.
Looking very much forward to She-Hulk coming back as an ongoing. I always kind of miss when it's the lighthearted lawyer stuff, but I like Stephanie Phillips a lot, and I think Aaron Cooter is a great artist, so that's a great team.
I also like what they're doing in Imperial with She-Hulk. At first, I was like, I don't know, and now I really like it.
Yeah. I love, that they basically just ditched her on Sakaar.
Yeah, they're like, you got to be in charge.
And she's like, well, someone's got to run the show, and you're the smartest one we got.
Yeah.
So, and then we've got, of course, Ultimate Endgame kicking off in December. Surprise announcement that also sees the release of the final issue of Ultimate Spider-Man.
That's why I was talking about the
planned.
Yeah.
It was always planned to be 24 issues.
Huh.
Yeah. Now we will see what happens following Ultimate Endgame, but this is the end of the line for Hickman, and we all knew that he wouldn't be on that book forever.
Sure.
I'm curious to see what happens to the Ultimate Universe once this Endgame thing is over, because the characters as we understand them, like the typical depictions of these Marvel characters are so far removed from the Ultimate version that I find it hard to believe that this particular version of the world is sustainable long term, right?
Sure.
Because
but it's also one of their highest selling titles. So
no, I understand. I'm not saying that something does not happen and that the story does not continue somehow, but I'm saying the world that as we know it now, where the Avengers, the Ultimates are terrorists and all of these good guys are actually bad guys. And, it's got an end point eventually.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree.
So,
and
as much as I'm loving the titles, it would be best if there's an end point, because this is one of those things that can't go on for 5 years. Just the pace going.
It's like how unsatisfying is it going to be if you read 40, 50 issues of Ultimates and then never actually stop anybody?
Yeah, that's the thing. There is a plan. Like there's the maker is coming back. If once they stop him, then what is the question? Because then you have to
then what? Yeah, that's then what is a great way to phrase it, because then that becomes the story.
Yeah. Otherwise, this goes the way of the old Ultimate Marvel, which just sort of like wandered into bullshit after a while.
When what's its face over? Was it Fuck, why is this escaping me? The one where they introduced like the whole Ultimatum. Who wrote Ultimatum? Why is my name
Jeff Loeb?
Jeff Loeb.
There you go.
Oh yeah.
When that went into batshit insanity, when he wrote that very first issue of Ultimates, I was out. And
so Ultimates. He wrote Ultimates 3, right? And then that led into Ultimatum. And Ultimates 3, and look, God bless Ultimates 3, because Joe Mad was back on art, and at first it was like exciting times, right?
It was going to be the best thing ever. We were like, okay, it's like best comic ever. Here we go, guys.
And now then immediately, like right off the bat, it's like, oh, the subtext about Vision and the Scarlet Witch is no longer subtext. Now it's just text.
Yeah.
And it's gotten real gross and real weird.
Oh, you mean with Quicksilver? Yeah, not Vision. Quicksilver.
Yes, Quicksilver. Yeah, sorry, Quicksilver. If it was Vision, that would be better. But yeah, no, it was Quicksilver and the Scarlet Witch.
That was not good.
Oh god,
Mark Millar.
It was very Mark Millar. Yeah,
Mark Millar,
right. Let me see how outrageous I can make it, kind of thing.
Well, Millar made it pretty huge, so they were like, more of that.
Real quick, going back to Planet She-Hulk, I was just looking. The tagline that Stephanie Phillips puts it is, "Think Game of Thrones with gamma powers."
Yeah.
Great.
Which I think could be a lot of fun. And maybe she will be, adjudicating from the throne and, maybe bringing law and order to this.
I mean, isn't that kind of what Ned Stark's whole deal was, right? He they'd bring people before the court, and then they would be like, all right, well, I guess you get that land and you can suck it,
Well, yeah.
And that kind of thing, where they were making those kinds of decisions.
I'm only on episode 6 of season 1 of Game of Thrones, so
yes,
it gets way more interesting than what
the entire
I just
story is about. Yes.
It's all about land disputes between farmers.
Back to
I just now I just now decided to get back into it now that a lot of the pressure is off, because it was one of those shows that it was like everyone was like, you gotta see it, and I was like, the contrarian in me was just like, no.
Well, you'll see what goes wrong. Don't worry. You'll see what goes wrong. Let's jump back to Ultimates real quick, though, because I want to finish that.
Yeah.
It is the best team book that Marvel's putting out right now. But the reason 100%. It is the best team book, and I would argue Ultimate Spider-Man is probably the best single hero book that's coming out right now, is you can see that there is an end to this story coming. Mm-hmm. There is a finite story, and you can see it. And that's going to make it better. Is it just a run? Sure, but every comic storyline is a run, right? They can end. It's okay. And I'm fine with that. But I don't know. And I'm like, Marvel, I hope they're fine with that, because I have a feeling that Marvel, who I want to trust, but, I'm afraid they're going to be like, all right, thanks for that. And now Ultimate ending, rebirth. And you're like, oh boy, here we go.
I mean, bear in mind that this is the same company that heard that Jonathan Hickman was ready to proceed with the next phase of Krakoa to eventually get to that end game, and Marvel was like, nah.
Yeah.
We're going to stretch it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you they didn't learn from that lesson. I was going to say, I feel like I'm out of sync with everyone else on this because I feel like the Ultimate line of Marvel does not translate well to the Lake House. And I don't know why.
Really?
But every time I try to read any of the Ultimate books, I feel like I missed something.
Oh, really? Hold on.
You didn't, though.
I'm on the Lake House schedule, too. And I actually caught up on that reading list they have for year one. It's actually pretty freaking good. Like, it's pretty extensive.
Okay.
And
you just took up the reading list because,
something that might not be immediately apparent is that in some cases, in a lot of cases, from issue to issue, these things are occurring in real time.
Yep.
Which means that when you pick up the next issue of the Ultimates, some time has passed since the last terrible thing that happened to the Ultimates.
Sure. Yeah. And there's new members occasionally randomly.
Right. And so you didn't miss anything. That's by design.
And I don't know if it's just the fact that like sometimes for me with the Lake House, especially when I am like either in a reading slump or I'm like going between Hoopla and Global and Marvel Unlimited and not always keeping up. It's like I'm having a hard enough time just keeping up with From the Ashes X-Men.
Sure.
To actually stay on top of Ultimates, which again, I feel like I'm out of sync with everyone else because I still really like the whole X-Men line. So
even Ultimate Spider-Man is told like when you pick it up, the first page is like January, and then you'll pick up the next issue, and the next it's like February. So like this story might be 15
because they're
minutes.
counting down the 18 months to the Maker's Return.
And the story that you read might be 2 days of the month or 15 minutes of that day of the month, and then whole new thing is happening in the next issue, and it's because we're coming to the end.
Ultimate Spider-Man is a much more straightforward narrative because they're more continuing stories, multi-chapter stories.
Sure.
The one where they're stuck in the Savage Land, and that kind of thing.
Even that, I love that story. But even that story, I was just catching up, like when I flew home from a work trip, reading Ultimate Spider-Man, and from one issue to the next, it's like, oh, Kraven did his thing, launched his plot, and like, oh my God, Peter's gone. Where is he? And then the next issue is like 2 months later. It's like, whoa, he's been gone for 2 months? Like, oh shit.
Yeah, that's right. When he went on the run. Yeah, at the end. Yeah. Yeah. Brand new life.
Like so I don't want to say too much, but like when because I know that JD's behind.
Oh, no, I'm spoiler proof. So
okay. You can't. So I love that. Like when the next time that Peter shows up at his apartment, he like Doc Ock has moved in and he's trashed the joint.
Oh my God!
I thought that was great. And I tell you what, I cackled all the way through that Venom scene in the last one. It was so satisfying.
I'm not there yet. So I'm.
Oh man! Oh my God! Yeah. Oh man.
I have it literally staring at me to read, so I'll read after this.
But Ultimate Spider-Man is the best Spider-Man book on the stands, and it is not close. I wanted to love this amazing Spider-Man stuff that's going on. I am not loving it. It's fine. It's not bad, but it is.
Todd, the answer to your question: how does the Mole Man come through the wall on like the 30th floor? I believe the answer to that question is don't worry about it.
Yeah.
And I think the Mole Man says much.
Yeah.
You're like, Peter's like, go down the fucking elevator, you weirdo. And the Mole Man's like, no.
So outside of the Marvel talk for San Diego, how about that Kelly Thompson and Buffy news?
Oh.
Tell us. I don't know.
Yeah, I saw that. No, I saw. That's launching. The announcer, I know as the writer, but...
Kelly Thompson and one of her frequent collaborators they'll be launching Buffy at I think it's IDW.
Oh, nice.
You know what's funny about Buffy's about to get a bit of a resurgence too, because there were some there is a new I don't know if it's a movie or a series, but Buffy is coming back with Michelle Gellar.
Yep. It is a legacy sequel, as the kids are calling them these days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a revival many years after the fact. Yeah.
Oh, okay. This is Kelly Thompson at Dynamite is doing. So Dynamite got a hold of Buffy.
Yeah,
So now Dynamite now has the rights to Buffy and presumably all of those characters.
Kelly Thompson will be the master architect, but they're going to launch several Buffy books. And
she's
Didn't they also say something Spike related is one of them?
Angel is one of them.
Buffy and Angel. And Kelly Thompson will write both interconnected series. So Buffy and Angel comics will function as companion series, offering longtime fans fresh twists, while also serving as a new jumping-on point for readers. The books will feature covers from superstar artist David Nakayama.
Oh yeah,
he's great.
He's pretty good.
He's great.
Yeah,
he's legit great.
Mm-hmm. I tell you what, no offense to Dynamite, but that's the most exciting news to come out of Dynamite in quite some time.
Oh, stop it now! Yeah. Come on, you're not the.
And look, and look, I'm not saying that I don't like some of the books that they're doing with the the cartoon revivals, but
they're fine.
This is a big story. Yeah.
No,
I'm looking at this. This cover is great. I mean, I'll see if I can get it into the
Sana cover.
Into the. No, it's the DNA, the DNA cover with the black jacket and the red pants and the steak.
Yeah. Yep.
It's very, very cartoony, but really good. I love how clean it is.
It also looks very timeless, right? Like this could be Buffy from her high school years. I don't know if they've announced yet what the story is, like where we're if they're kind of year oneing it, so to speak, like a reboot of sorts, or if they're picking up from the shows.
Relaunch of a bold new chapter for the beloved franchise. That's all they're saying. It's interconnected series.
Yeah.
Ultimate Buffy is what we're getting.
No.
And
this
Buffy
is, it sounds like
a companion series.
It sounds like a continuation.
Serving, jumping on point. It doesn't say what the story arc is, and I don't think. Actually, let me look at my email because Kelly talked about it in her newsletter too on Substack.
Oh, it says right here. This story Matt linked to has a quote.
Yeah.
She's in her early days trying to figure out what stories mattered. That's more about how
that's Kelly talking about
early days as a writer. I thought she was talking about figuring out the story of the new Buffy. I don't really know.
It might be by design at this stage too, to be honest. But.
Yes, you're totally right.
I think they want to be kind of nebulous and just return it and be like, here are more Buffy stories. Josh Whedon is not involved.
Yeah. Fuck that guy at this point.
Well, I mean, he doesn't own Buffy, so
no, he doesn't.
No, he doesn't.
No, I'm just saying. I mean, there's going to be people that be like, "Where's Josh Whedon?" And like, look, I loved Joss Whedon's Buffy. Yes, it was fantastic. Joss Whedon is a dickhead, and other people can shepherd this character from here, and that's what they're doing. I hope the new show is great. The new girl is adorable. She looks fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
I'm down for good Buffy comics. I got a little tired of the Boom Buffy stuff because it was constantly like Buffy, but in a slightly different universe where she's still Buffy and still very recognizable, but in this one she's 14 instead of 18. Like, okay, or Buffy in the future, Ultimate Buffy, where like the vampire, like it was just I mean, that's neat, guys, thanks, but what if we just told good Buffy stories?
Listen, it's the same issue at Marvel. It's like, why can't we just have somebody killing vampires? We can't do that.
Yeah.
Reinvent the wheel.
Sure, right. We can't just put Buffy in a leather jacket and have her start fighting vampires. It's literally the only thing anybody wants.
Yeah.
Well, and I also feel like to a certain degree the Buffy verse, the fact that we call it the Buffy verse is part of the problem. It's almost a Star Wars problem of like, why can't we just have good stories about vampire slayers without Buffy Summers?
Sure.
Well, that's the funny thing. Because the finale set that exact premise up and they never followed through.
Yeah. But I mean,
look, the Buffy season 8 and on comics that came from
Dark Horse.
Dark Horse at
Yeah.
first. Yeah.
They were great.
That was
You know,
the
like
direct
those did continue those stories, and they went on for several years.
And they were great.
And
they're always Buffy.
and they had a lot of, but they also had a lot of like big name creators on them, like Brian K. Vaughan and
Yeah.
That's right.
And-
Oh yeah. I got
and
a lot
so
of them.
like
were
they
pretty good.
are what they are. Buffy was always going to be like kind of central to the mythos, but yeah, I think that we can do other Slayer universe.
I mean,
tales,
they were pretty
right?
good. They were pretty good comics, and then there was also Dawn as a Minotaur, and also like Dawn and Xander.
Dawn as a Minotaur. Yeah.
Yeah, it got weird. It got real weird. But this is we're dialing back to basics, and we got a new Buffy, and I think this is gonna be a lot of fun. I'm glad to have Buffy back.
Yeah.
And I'm fine.
It'd be cool if we got something that was like a between the raindrops type story.
Sure.
You know, that like went back to that time frame and told the stories from like different perspectives and things like that.
Yeah, and I'm fine with it, minus the Whedon. I don't want to hear it because there's gonna be a bunch of trolls out there. Like, shut up, just shut up. All right.
Let's not get like a mini Snyder verse shit going on.
Yeah, don't need it. Don't need it.
No.
In other Marvel news, I wanted to mention Marvel Knights returns.
Yeah.
Marvel Knights is back with the biggest name that wrote the biggest Marvel Knights book you can think of, Jimmy Palmiotti.
Oh boy.
I like Jimmy Palmiotti. All right, maybe I'm alone. I like Jimmy Palmiotti. He wrote good comics.
And it means we might get more Amanda Connor art. So
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. You think about that.
And
I guess
I'm fine with that.
Deal nowadays.
It's Jimmy Palmiotti. And
to be
Tommaso
fair,
Bianchi.
Matt, you're making a lot of digs at Jimmy Palmiotti here, but Marvel Knights was already back with the World of Tomorrow thing. That this is part of that, I believe.
I don't know if it is.
yeah.
Is it?
I think it is.
I don't think so. Daredevil and Punisher, The Devil's Trigger, a 5-issue limited series, Marvel Knights banner, teaming up with rising star artist Tommaso Bianchi, who worked on Thunderbolt's Doomstrike, which we liked. We gave it a really good review, and he was really good. Palmiotti delivers a brutal new chapter in the ongoing ideological war between Daredevil and the Punisher. It doesn't...
maybe there's another thing that's set in that future world.
I think
of
so.
the Christopher Priest universe, the world to come.
Yeah, I don't think this is the future because that's just a Daredevil story. That's set in that, right? The old man Daredevil is there as well.
They showed art for like a really weird future version of Frank, where the Punisher logo is all like crazy stylized and stuff.
That's not this. This is straight up Marvel Knights, Streets of New York, Daredevil versus Punisher. Art looks very good.
It's fine. Jimmy Palmiotti is a fine writer most of
him,
the time.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to say he hits them all out of the park, but
Some of the time.
I liked a lot of his stuff. I don't know. I also don't feel the same thing. I was looking at Marvel Knights, and I'm thinking we kind of hold it up as this incredible time for Marvel because they relaunched, Daredevil with Kevin Smith and stuff like that, and like that Black Panther run is absolutely amazing. And I was like, oh yeah, and the Punisher. I totally redid the Punisher. Nope. The first Punisher book from Marvel Knights was that Angel Punisher bullshit.
Right. But then it was quickly cast aside in favor of Welcome Back, Frank.
Right.
The Marvel Knights was a straight up like Hail Mary. It was it only worked because they didn't have anything to lose.
Yeah.
They were already like so far underwater.
Right. These titles, in some cases, like Black Panther didn't have a title, Inhumans didn't have a title, but Punisher and Daredevil were both in the gutter at the time.
They were selling crap. Nobody cared.
So like it was a huge gamble, yes, but also they didn't really risk much because those titles were already in the garbage. So it was an experiment that paid off big time.
But it was Joe Quesada and Jimmy Palmiotti. They pushed the whole thing, right?
They were the editors of the Marvel Knights line.
Yeah.
And it's what, on the strength of that line, that's how Joe Quesada became editor-in-chief of Marvel.
Right.
Leaving poor Jimmy Palmiotti in the dust.
There was a really cool making of the Marvel Knights that came out. I heard somewhere it was just like a like the
a documentary
history
of Marvel Knights, and it was like, and the fact that like those guys were nobody. They were nobody. They had done like they had their like own like little tiny publishing line over at like Malibu or somewhere like that.
I believe it was Event Comics.
It was Event Comics.
The name of
That's where we got Ash.
Where they
super firefighter.
Superhero firefighter Ash. Yeah.
And that was it. And they were about ready to close up shop, and they did this. It was a Hail Mary on both sides. Like, Joe Quesada admits, he's like, we were done if we didn't get this gig.
Oh yeah.
So like Joe Quesada was a rising star because he started off at Valiant drawing Ninjak. And then he got a job at DC drawing The Ray.
Those Ninjak
the Ray
issues.
miniseries.
Those Ninjak issues are so good. I love those.
And and then that's off the strength of The Ray, that's what got him the gig drawing Sword of Azrael. Batman Sword of Azrael, which doesn't really even look like Joe Quesada because it was inked by Kevin Nolan.
If
you know anything about art, if you're familiar at all with artists, Kevin Nolan is like it's like being inked by Bill Sienkiewicz.
Right.
The thing that you drew is not going to look like the thing that you drew.
But Kevin Nolan didn't come up with those big hockey gloves and the huge shoulder pads.
No. It was Joe Quesada. Sword of Azrael is where we learned about Joe Quesada's penchant for characters with gigantic oven mitts.
Sure.
That he then moved on. That he then carried on to Ash.
Yeah.
So they used that kind of popularity to springboard into doing their own creator-own stuff, and nobody gave a shit.
Yeah.
Like Ash, like it was hot for a minute, and then Painkiller Jane, and they did like a terrible TV adaptation, and these things.
Oh God.
These things had a moment, but if it wasn't for Marvel Knights,
they would have screwed me.
So the first Marvel Knights titles we got Inhumans, and that was at 4-issue Inhuman, Paul Cornell, and
no, it was 12 issues, and it was Paul
Jenkins and Lee. And then we got the Punisher Angel story, which was,
by Bernie Wrightson, but still.
Yeah, beautiful covers. Oh my God, the covers are gorgeous, but it's so dumb. Black Panther, Christopher Priest Black Panther, Kevin Smith Daredevil, Greg Rucka Black Widow, and I totally forgot about this Jolie Harris and Snyder Doctor Strange mini, The Flight of Bones. Dan Jolly.
But those were later. Those first four were the only ones.
No, these were all 19. Yeah, I guess that was 1999. The other ones were 98.
The Doctor Strange mini was like part of the second wave.
Yeah.
The Black Widow mini by Greg Rucka and J.G. Jones was part of that second wave.
Yeah.
But yeah, that first wave was just those four titles. And they kicked the door in, and like that, the rest was history, like quite literally. Like Marvel was changed for decades after that. Still today, like we talk about those books.
No, absolutely. I mean, we're talking about them right now. It was Tom Snagowski and Christopher Golden wrote your Angel Punisher with Bernie Wrightson on art.
Bernie Wrightson on art. Living legend, Bernie Wrightson on art.
Man, and that's the book that failed. That's the one that failed.
Well, because it didn't understand the assignment. The great thing about all of those other books is that they distilled what made those characters awesome.
Right.
And for the Inhumans, it's like the weird royal, like almost like Game of Thrones, but on the moon.
Yeah.
And with Daredevil, it's the Catholic guilt, and that's that thing I was talking about. Yeah, the World to Come spin-off of the Punisher.
Yes.
And then the Angel Punisher was just like, oh no, guys, no.
Total reinvention.
But the thing is that they were working with a character who was dead at the time.
Right.
Frank had died.
Was this when Nick Fury killed him? Was this the
No, it was the other way around. Frank went crazy and killed Nick Fury.
That's right. And later we found out.
And then
it
they
wasn't Nick Fury.
ultimately revealed that it was an LMD,
Yeah.
and Nick Fury was alive and well.
Which is what happens every time Nick Fury dies. Like, no, and nobody
yeah,
checks.
of course. That's
no one
literally
checks.
the only reason why LMDs exist.
They stand over Nick Fury's corpse after they killed him. They go, "Should we take a look?" And they go, "Nah, he's dead. Let's get out of here." You know,
cut its head off. Cut its head off.
Right.
I want to see it bleed.
Yes.
I don't want to. You're going to cut its head off, and it's going to be wires under there.
It's that theory of Star Wars death where we never check to see if anybody you just killed is actually dead. And they're not. I promise they're not.
LMD for decades.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Oh, that's right, because Dum Dum died too. Yeah, the Dum Dum that we have now is the most recent appearances of Dum Dum. They are of an LMD that believes he is Dum Dum.
Yeah.
That is sentient like Dum Dum.
The new Punisher book. It's funny because the news I got of that in like a Google News feed or something was all about them trying to retake the logo again.
Oh sure,
The whole logo. Yeah,
like the whole
trying to recapture.
Any new story about Punisher always seems to come back around to they're trying to retake the logo from the alt-right shitbags.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. I believe Frank.
Maternity war.
I don't know how much. But that was years before. That was even way before he died.
Yeah. But I think this was the.
I don't know how
state
much you
of
guys
Punisher
know
comics.
about the end of Frank's life originally in the early 90s. He was executed for murdering Nick Fury. Like they captured him, right? And they're like, Punisher, you've killed too many people. It's the death penalty.
What was that story called? I can see the chrome cover.
Well, Suicide Run was the storyline that you and I talked about on the show.
Yeah, no, but I mean when
that had all those chromium covers. Punisher, but there was the first issue, I believe, of the Punisher Volume 3. Is Frank getting electrocuted in the electric chair. And his death is faked, and then he becomes an enforcer for the mob because that's Frank's MO. Working for criminals.
Sure.
Right.
And he had a ponytail.
I remember that.
Yeah, and so that's where the Punisher was at when finally they're just like, please just let's mercy kill the Punisher, please. And that's what Marvel Knights had to deal with. It was like that's where they had left Frank because they flushed him down the toilet.
Do you know why the Punisher got so mad at Nick Fury and decided he's gonna kill him? And then he went and killed him.
I thought he just had a mental break.
Nope.
I don't know.
No. Here's the page. I'm gonna drop this in the chat. It is something. So check this out. I totally forgot this. Somebody photoshopped a picture of Nick Fury in the park holding a kite with a gun and showed it to Frank. It was like, Nick Fury killed your family to make you become the Punisher. And Frank was just like, that is all the evidence I need. I live in a world with gods and monsters and vampires and short people that have knives that come out of their hands. But I fully believe this is a real picture of Nick Fury with a kite and a gun.
Oh man, that is so funny.
Wait, what's Doc Campy doing there? What the hell is this?
He was talking.
They've got Frank is he's been captured.
Yeah.
And so Doc Samson is there to like, I don't know, analyze, to give Frank therapy. I don't know.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And this guy, Mr. Ultra, is
telling him the sun's getting real low, buddy.
The sun's getting real low. Exactly right. And the Punisher snaps, and that's why he goes after Nick Fury.
Double Edge Alpha. That was your story. Here we go. Oh my God.
And
what a piece of shit.
Oh yeah, Double Edge.
I just want to know the choices between the writer and the artist. Like, let's throw with a kite in Central Park and everything's perfect.
Larry Hama wrote wrote this.
The reason that cover is so dark is because that is a scan of a cover made entirely of metal.
It was totally,
That is a
foil
chromium cover.
Yes.
So except for the coloring of Frank and the lettering, that whole thing is silver metal, and that's why you can't really tell what it looks like. Here's a pro tip for everybody. If you need to do that, take a photo. Don't put it on your fucking scanner.
Well, regardless. Larry Hama
Uh,
wrote this piece of shit.
But like, look, Frank is like at the mouth. He's like a rabid dog.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, he just found out Fury killed his family. He saw the Photoshop picture and was like, let's go get him.
That was my kid fight. This is like, oh no.
Unbelievable.
So this was the Alpha, and then there was Double Age Omega, and I believe that's where he killed him.
because that's how that's how Marvel did things in 1992, 3, 4, where it's like, we can't just have a numbered crossover. We need to come up with Age of Apocalypse Alpha.
Yep.
Or Clone Saga Alpha.
Yeah.
And then when it's all over at the end, finally, then we'll do
Over the Edge Omega, another foil cover.
Right. The death of Nick Fury.
Yeah.
Now that's a much better
that's a Joe Q
capture
cover
of that image.
That's Joe Q on the cover.
Yeah.
Doug Wheatley on the Joe Q on the cover and Doug Wheatley on your internal art. Hey kids, bait and switch.
legendary action artist Doug Wheatley.
Oh man.
Everybody remembers where they were the first time they saw a Doug Wheatley comic.
Sure. Man, we might have to read. We might have to read this Over the Edge event, like Tales Too Terrible to Tell. We may have to do.
I'm in. Let's do it. I'm in.
Ooh. No, but good for Marvel Knights. Good for Marvel Knights. I'm glad we were getting some Punisher comics. I miss Frank a little bit. I know he went to Otherworld and stuff, and I miss the Punisher.
Weird World, right? He ended up on Weird World.
Weird
Is that
World.
where he was?
That's right. When we got rid of him.
Boy.
All right, we got a few minutes left. Let's talk TV, movies, whatever. I know you guys have been screaming about talking about Star Trek. I know Jim's been watching Sandman.
I'm all caught up on Star Trek, yeah.
I'm not all caught up. I'm one behind, but I'm already miss that. I know there's one more season left. I already miss Star Trek Strange New Worlds. I'm like, damn
There's
it.
2 more seasons left.
Is there
They're
2?
doing 5 seasons.
Okay,
Yeah.
I thought this was 4, but it's season 3.
Nope, they announced it's because it's the 5-year mission, right? And so it will end. Presumably, it will end with what is that? The cage, Frank? Is that what happens with Pike? I don't know if Frank is going to be able to get with us because it looks like he's not just muted. It looks like he has no mic.
I can hear Frank just fine.
I thought I just heard it a second ago.
Oh, do we have him muted on our end, Matt?
No.
Is he muted on our end? Is that what that is?
I don't think so.
You muted me like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, sorry, Frank. Say something in the chat, man.
Yes, he was.
Okay.
Sorry, Frank.
All right. Am I back?
You're back.
You're back.
All right, cool. Yeah. So, maybe with the cage, it might. I have a feeling it's going to end with Pike, not with the cage though, but with Pike getting into the
into the Professor X hover chair,
right? Because that's kind of the end of this story. Is like when he gets there. They already told the story from the cage. They already told the story from the menagerie.
Yeah.
And so, I don't see them repeating it again because they kind of repeated it in Discovery. So,
that's true. He gets a vision
little,
of his end.
Right.
In Discovery.
So it gets a little excessive if they kind of do that. But I did hear there's a couple of rumors running around. One of the rumors is that the show kind of ends with Kirk taking over. I don't know if it's like
you have
they're
to,
gonna
right?
do what?
They have to do that.
Oh yeah. Oh, I definitely. It's definitely got to go that way. I don't now. I'm very attached to the original series. I'm very attached to that original 60s run. I am, however, not so attached that I refuse to like sit down and watch further adventures of Kirk and company.
Sure.
I would love to see that. I would love to see, like these things that happened in between some of the other adventures. Cause they never really fully fleshed out that 5-year mission. There's a lot of dogs in the original series. But there's a lot of really great stuff in the original series.
And sure,
So
I have no problem if they want to do like, okay,
Right.
let's run it again. Give me an updated Kirk and Enterprise.
I mean,
Let's
just
go.
give us Star Trek season 4.
Right. And,
right?
Yeah, exactly.
And
exactly. Just
look,
jump ahead.
They already did the
give us-
hardest
give us
part,
something
and
we didn't
that's give us a new Spock that we all like, and they nailed it. When I heard we were getting a new Spock, I was like,
great.
no, I don't want another Spock. That's stupid. Leonard Nimoy is my Spock. And then one episode in, I was like, oh shit, this guy's totally Spock.
He's fantastic,
great.
and he's doing such a great
Ethan
job.
Peck, he's very very good.
Oh god,
He's doing such a fantastic job. Now, Paul Wesley, I like him as Kirk because, but
when
anyway,
he in that holodeck episode,
that was so
that holodeck
good.
episode where he like Shatners it up.
Oh my god,
in the holodeck episode, so good.
Shatner basically was like, "Oh, it's very insulting. It's disrespectful." I'm like, dude, you hate Kevin Pollak's impression of you, which is basically what he was doing. That's basically it. He hates impressions.
Yeah.
He hates the impression, like Kevin Pollak and Jim Carrey's impressions of him. He absolutely hates them because he's like, that's not me. I've seen him in interviews.
No,
and
he hates them because they're too accurate.
Right.
Right. He's like, that's not me. I don't talk like that. I'm like, dude, you do. It's just a little exaggerated.
No, you don't talk like that in your normal life, Bill.
No,
but you 100% talked like that all the way through those first 3 seasons of Star Trek.
For sure.
Absolutely. So I think I have a feeling they're giving us 5 episodes in season 5. I have a feeling there's going to be a 5-episode introduction.
Yeah.
That will round out season 5 that they're not saying anything about, or at least we don't know anything about yet. But this show has been like literally the best Star Trek I have seen, like to date.
Yes.
It's better than the original. Now, this season, I will say this season's a little bit like they keep flip-flopping between like light and dark episodes.
So like no spoilers for the most recent episode because Matt.
Oh no, I'm not gonna say anything.
But you're just mad. You're just mad. You're just mad about what happened in that last episode.
Oh, is that right? I'm gonna be pissed. I'm gonna be pissed.
I am mad about it. It was good.
Yeah, it's a good episode though. Good episode.
Now I do want to say this. They kind of like I did not catch this, but I watched. I don't know if anybody watches Trek Culture. But the guy on Trek Culture,
it's good.
I can't remember
it's really good.
He did like the ups and downs, and he kind of like floated this idea that they dropped the Q homeworld in the second episode of the season, and that the Q were searching for like immortality,
right?
So it's like there's this interesting thing going on with the idea of the Q, and there was another thing I had a thought of. I don't know if you guys, the Q are non-linear, non-time linear,
right?
So if you look at this, now this guy is supposed to be Trelane. All we know is that he is the John Delancey Q's child.
Right.
Yeah.
Does that mean he's Trelane? I'm not sure.
For people that aren't, explain Trelane from the perspective of a fan of the original show.
Okay, so the Trelane is this like godlike child.
Right.
He's a trickster.
Yeah.
He's a trickster. He's like, he's like kind of like Loki or something of that nature.
He also managed to fly to the Concord.
More like he's like a Mr. Mixus-Pitalik.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But he needs machinery he needs like this machine to actually amplify his powers. So he's very young. And so what I was thinking was this is not the same Trelane. If it is Trelane, this is not the same one from the original series. This is one who's kind of further along
because they exist outside of time.
Right.
Sure.
And so I mean I like the idea of that. I'm not sure if it's true or not, but the idea is kind of cool that this guy is like he knows who Spock is. That's why he hid himself.
Yeah.
That's why he was disguising himself, which I thought was kind of brilliant. And the way they did it was also very brilliant, where you don't actually see it, you just see a reflection of it.
Yeah, it was fun. I stopped and I was like, wait a minute. And like backed up. It's like, oh, okay. That's what we're doing.
Okay. And so essentially, now they don't come right out and say it, but what you find out at the end of this episode is that Trelane, or this being that we all assume is Trelane, is the son of another godlike being. And we're making a lot of assumptions that Paramount is not confirming, because why would they? Like, let people speculate, right?
Sure.
But this other godlike being, the parent, is voiced by John Delancey, who played Q on Star Trek: The Next Generation. And so the implication is that this character from the original series, named Trelane, has been confirmed to be not only a member of the Q continuum, but the son of the actual Q.
Right. Which connects everything.
None of which anyone will tell you is the truth. They are just letting us believe that that's the truth.
But if you also look at the Q as a race, they're all the same. They're all one. There's I mean, in Voyager there was like differentiation. But when Q explains it, it's, you know, he explains it as we're all one.
They're like an energy different. Being. Yeah. They're like living energy, right?
Yeah.
Like you know, aspects of a larger whole.
Mark Stern in the chat.
And I think it would be.
Oh, go ahead. I was just going to say, I was going to just say that Mark Stern was saying,
okay,
I'm curious what you guys think about this being the final season and being canceled. I don't think this is a cancellation. And if anything, I think Star Trek Strange New Worlds was them warming up to see, will fans allow us to run it again, to straight up run the Kirk Enterprise again? Because they've slowly introduced us to the old characters one by one. This is building.
That's true. They have.
Yeah.
100%.
This is building to another Star Trek series that's just going to be the Enterprise with all the characters you remember.
The Enterprise, NCC 1701.
By the end of this season or beginning of next season, we're going to see Sulu. I don't think we see Trek off until the original series, timeline.
If they actually get to it. Yeah. And so, like, to address what Mark said about the surprise, the thought that it's being canceled is surprising. I think part of it is what Matt's saying. I also think part of it is the idea that they knew that there was a clock.
Yeah.
On this, like, Pike's story has a definitive, tragic end.
He's gonna die. We all know it.
So you can't just keep that going forever.
Yeah.
And so I think this is them kind of going out on top. And that way, like, I think, like, I wouldn't be surprised if the show even ends on like a light note, and we know that like a bittersweet note, right? Where we know that like at some point soon in the near future, Pike's going to have to go find that. She's going to get into that chair.
No way, man. We're going to get to see the end.
We're going to
see the end.
I think they go
We'll see. I wouldn't be surprised if they went either way.
I think they go right up to, in some form or another, him descending into the caves of the Telosians.
Yeah.
I think they go right up to that. And
you have to.
That it becomes,
you have to.
Yeah.
I mean, you've teased it too much. Yeah. All right, I got to get out of here because I got stuff I got to do with my wife. Good talk today. That was awesome. We'll be back for another gang hang. New show this week. I apologize. Technical difficulties.
Yeah.
New comic show coming this week, guys. Thanks everybody there that hang though. That was fun.
And hey, I don't want to spoil things too much for you guys, but there's another Superman book on the list.
Oh, go for it.
I know Matt's gotta go. But
it's the crazy one by the guys that create the Ice Cream Man.
Oh, right.
So it's like a weird, bizarro Superman story.
Yeah, feel free to hang out and talk more. I just gotta bail out. So I will see you guys later.
All right. Take care.